Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine. So in the last video, I discussed about the Mendel's dihybrid cross, that is also called as inheritance of two gene. And on the basis of dihybrid cross, I discussed about the law that was given by the Mendel, that is called as law of independent assortment. That is called as law of independent assortment. And in that law, he told that when two pairs of characters are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of trait is independent of the other. Now today we are going to see the alternative form of dihybrid clause. If you remember in the last video, I told you that dihybrid clause is nothing but it is combination of two monohybrid clause. How? That we will see today. Because whatever the results we got in the Mendel's dihybrid clause by the normal method, same method we are going to same result we are going to get today also by another method. How? Let's see. So I told this dihybrid is equal to, it is combination of two monohybrids. Combination of two monohybrids. So we have to prove this one, that how dihybrid clause is a combination of two monohybrid clause, that we will see. Okay, so let's see the example. So that same example we will take here. Okay, so same example we will take to understand this concept. You know that example that was taken by the Mendel was the seed shape and seed color. Now you treat both these character as the individual character, means you treat both this character as the monohybrid only. So what will happen? If you take seed shape, you know in the case of seed shape, round is the dominant trait and wrinkled is the recessive trait. So in the case of seed shape, what will be the genotypic, sorry, what will be the phenotypic ratio? If you treat only one, if you take seed shape only as the only one character, then what will be the phenotypic ratio? That is very simple, that will be 3:1. Right, it will be 3:1. In that 3 will be round and 1 will be wrinkled. This is one character, and just now I told you this dihybrid is combination of two monohybrid. This is one cross. Then second one you take seed color. If you take this also as a monohybrid, then what will be the phenotypic ratio? Here also it will be 3:1. 3 will be yellow, is to 1 will be green. Now you can see we are seeing the inheritance pattern of two characters together. We are seeing the inheritance patterns of two characters together. Okay, so let's see. You see, this is the seed shape which has the round shape seed with wrinkled color, and this is the seed color, yellow colored seed with green color. Now you make the cross. 3 3s are 9. 9 will be of which character? Round yellow. 9 will be round yellow. Then 3 ones are 3. 3 will be round green. 3 will be round green. Then all the possibilities is this one is over. One we cross this one with this one and then this one. Now you take this one. 1 3 is a 3. It will be wrinkled yellow. 1 3 is a 3. Wrinkled yellow. Then 1 1 is a 1. 1 will be wrinkled green. So are you getting the same phenotypic ratio or not? That we got to study. So you see, when we treat these two characters as monohybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio we get here is exactly the same as we got in the dihybrid cross, because I want to repeat it again that dihybrid cross is nothing but the combination of two monohybrid cross that you can see here. Okay, this is the phenotypic ratio that we got for the F2. Similarly, we can get for the genotypic ratio. How? Let's see. And this will be very much informative for you, because in this method you need not to make any Punnett square also. So suppose if you take seed shape, what will be the genotypic ratio? 1 will be capital R, 2 will be capital R, small r, and 1 will be small r. Then seed color, 1 will be capital Y, 2 will be capital Y, small y, and 1 will be small y. Now you make the cross. 1 1 ja 1. 1 will be capital R, capital Y. That same result you may compare with the Punnett square that you got in the Punnett square. Same you may compare here. 1 2 is 2. 2 is capital R, capital Y, small y. 1 1 ja 1. 1 will have capital R, small y. Then all the possibilities with this one is over. Now we will take this one. 2 1s are 2. Capital R, small r, capital Y. 2 2s are 4. 4 will be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. 2 1s are 2. 2 will be capital R, small y. So all the possibilities with this one is also over. Now you take this one. 1 1s are 1. 1 will have small r, capital Y. Then 1 2s are 2. 2 will have small r, capital Y, small y. And 1 1s are 1. 1 will have small y. So you see, in this alternative method, without even drawing the Punnett square, we can write the possible genotype. Okay, their percentage as well as the possible genotype, everything we can tell here. Very informative. If you count, it will come 16. Like same we got in the case of Punnett square. So here you can see this is the alternative method of to understand the dihybrid clause. So this dihybrid clause is nothing but it is the combination of two monohybrid clause. Now our dihybrid clause is complete. Okay, so in the genetics part, now we completed the dihybrid clause. So now one question also we may do from the dihybrid clause. Okay, so one question I will give you. So one question we will do. Question is, a pure pea plant with axially placed flower placed flower with axially placed flower of purple color is crossed with another pure pea plant having terminally placed flower with white color. First the question, write the genotype and phenotype at F1. Write the genotype and phenotype at F1. Second question is, write the possible combination of gametes. Write the possible combination of gametes at F1. And third question is, in a population of 1000 plants at F2, how many of them are hybrids? How many of them are hybrids? How many of them are hybrids? So this is the question that you have to solve. So question, you can see a pure pea plant with a axially placed flower of purple color. You can see here how many characters are considered? 2 characters are considered. That's why this question is of dihybrid clause. So in the examination, suppose if question is coming from the Mendel's law, your first responsibility is to find out the clause, whether this question is of dihybrid clause or monohybrid clause. So by seeing the traits, you can confirm it whether this question is of monohybrid clause or dihybrid clause. So axially placed flower of purple color is crossed with another pure pea plant having terminally placed flower with white color. Okay. Then you have to write the genotype and phenotype at F1, possible combination of gametes at F1, and then in a population of 1000 plants you have to tell how many of them are hybrids. So we'll follow the methods. So, what is the genotype? Here you can see it is given axial flower with purple color. It is crossed with terminal flower with white color. So first thing you have to write the genotype. So here genotype will be alphabet is taken from the dominant, so A and purple PP, PP, and here will be small a, small p. These are the parents. Then make the gametes. Only one type of gametes will be here: capital A, capital P, and small a, small p. Then Punnett spiral you can make. So capital A, capital P, small p, so it will be small a, capital A, capital P, small p. So this is the genotype at F1. First question answer this one. So all the plants will have the genotype as capital A, capital P, small p. And what is the phenotype? All the plants will have the axially placed flower of purple color. The second question they are asking the gametes, possible combination of gametes at F1. So gametes, the method I told you separate all of them, capital A, capital P, small p. One will be capital A, capital P, another will be capital A, small p, this one is small a, capital P, and then small a, small p. So these are the possible combination of gametes in the F1. Then third question they are asking, in a population of 1000 plants, how many of them are hybrids? So you know that yesterday I told you 6 out of 16 were hybrids because they were having the characters of both the plants. So here 6 out of 16 out of how many plants? 1000. So this, whatever the value you are getting, this will be your answer. So like this question can be asked in the board examination. Okay, so now I am finishing here till dihybrid clause. Okay, thank you.